Huh? Huh? What's this? Metal.
Westweird presents the long and short of it.
Right, we'll just jump straight into the intro then, shall we? Bit of maximum effort. Hello and welcome to the Long and Short of It, a podcast where two madmen sample great beverages and answer odd questions. The formula hasn't changed since episode 1, so you obviously still keep coming back for more. How are you, everyone?
I've got an allergy.
No.
Day 6 of the allergy, so I think I'm slightly over it, but I'm still and so if I'm a bit more miserable and grumpy than usual episodes, then I apologise now. I'll try and be a bit cheerful, even if I feel like shit.
Just for reference, I'm not ill, so if I'm miserable and grumpy, that's just me. Right, where are we starting off today? Today we are starting off with a lovely little tipple called Dragon's Fire. This is from JW Lee's and it sits at a nice 4%. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, more pleasant.
I thought it might be influenced by the taste of lockets, because I just had one so I could talk and drink. But other nose clearing remedies are available. Yeah, that's very pleasant, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
To be
I like
fair.
this.
Well, I have had JW Lee's beers before, but I could not tell you the name of any of that distinction.
Yes, that's unusual.
I promise you, when I go home, I will look them up on Wikipedia
And we'll forget to mention them in the future. Right, let's start with a bit of an icebreaker, shall we? Evan, tables laid out in already. Knives and forks. They assume which hand we're going to be using them in. Which hand's your knife and fork in?
I tend to have a fork in this hand for some reason. My right hand is my strong hand, but I tend to use that for a cut with my left. So I go against the way they're set out,
Absolutely.
and I get told off for this.
And this is why we're a dream team, because I also do this.
Yes, it's
It makes more sense to hold it down with your strongest hand and then cut with your
well, you know,
non-dominant hand.
your knife is going through your sausage like a knife going through your butter. You know what I mean? So you need a stronger hand to hold down while the weaker hand does the easy bit.
Absolutely.
Especially if the sausage or the bacon hasn't been cooked in it and it's still fighting. You need to hold it down. So yeah, however you set out the table, I will always stop them there. Because I believe it just feels more comfortable as well. And you need to be comfortable when you're eating.
Absolutely.
It's one of the few pleasures you get in life unless you've got a woman which I haven't. So yeah, eat and feel comfortable.
You know, in this crazy world of assuming things these days, do not assume a hand to knife and fork ratio.
Did you just assume my hand couldn't be holding? It's like again, I drink with my left hand.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it just didn't feel right in my right hand.
Well, I mean, I think, when you've got a quiz, your right hand's down with your right hand, aren't you? And, obviously, because we're absolutely professionals with what we do here, we check the notes with the right hand.
I mean, I'm not ambidextrous in the slightest. I can't write with my left hand at all. I can't write with my right hand, to be fair. But I believe all hands are equal, and both hands should be given jobs to do in this crazy world that we live in.
Yeah. But I will tell you, the one annoyance was in the days of Guitar Hero, where you would usually have, you would pass the one controller around. We did have one guy, Sandman, who was a lefty, And so every time it could just be an easy situation of passing the same controller around in a circle to play this game. We'd have to, every time he had to go, we'd have to stop it, settings, left hand flip, and then pass it to him. In these situations, just do better.
Absolutely.
Right, we are back in the Crafty 2 and another phenomenal visit to our Tamworth homeland.
I've had no issue getting here on the train today, so that's very nice. I enjoy that. Nice straightforward train journey.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy.
Let's hope it's the same going back for you.
Thank you.
But as we are in the Crafty 2, I thought it would be about time we talk about cocktails, as I don't think we've asked this question in how many episodes we've actually had here. I don't think we've ever asked the question of what is your favourite cocktail?
Well, there was a pub in Birmingham called the Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh yeah.
Steel House Lane, I think. And they did a lemon bonbon cocktail with actual lemon bonbons in it.
Oh right.
And that was absolutely amazing. Don't ask me what was in it. Well, there was lemon bonbons in it, I remember that. But as for the other ingredients, I don't know. But it was just amazing. And I don't know, I've had cocktails in Manhattan and Warsaw. I've had cocktail, I can't remember what. The only one I can definitely remember is the lemon bonbon or
Well,
amazing.
I mean, something as stunning as that sounds like. I mean, we've been to a lot of places like Westweird and that. And I don't really rate their cocktails because all they do is just throw like sweet syrups in everything.
Okay.
One of them actually even had candy floss in it.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah. My favourite cocktail. I may have already told this story. This is why I'm unsure as to whether this has been answered. But I mean, I don't mind repeating myself. So if you have heard this story, I do apologise. Fast forward to the time. But there used to be a phenomenal place called Chiquitos that would do a Alabama Slam cocktail. And then it disappeared off the face of the earth, and it's my quest to get it back into circulation. So the Alabama is definitely my favourite cocktail. Another phenomenal cocktail that they do here at the Craft is the Old Fashioned, which we had on a previous episode where we pitted the bottled Old Fashioned against Luke's own creation. But yeah, I'm beginning to really get into cocktails now that I know it's not just chucking sugar syrups and sweeteners into things, it's about finding that proper balance. So if you do ever want a cocktail, this is the place to be. Come on down and grab one.
Well, I'm thinking by the end of this episode, because I can currently breathe at the moment, but like when the Jekyll and Hyde put lemon bonbons into drink, I think by the time we get to the shot, and the long and shot of it today, in my shot, I'm then adding some lockets. So, we might be creating our own cocktail here, which will be both alcoholic and medicinal.
Would locket the flavour.
It will help us all breathe more easily.
I agree. We don't usually do this, but I'm going to give the PA a shout out here. Her favourite cocktail is the margarita. She hadn't had one until recently, and now you can't get her off it. She's mad for it.
Super.
I do like a mojito too. Something about fresh mint just goes a long way. That Dragon's Fire was phenomenal. That went down a bit too easy. Right, just to set the scene from where we're going next, we're going to be sampling one from Camden Brewery.
Okay, I'm aware of it, yeah.
We've had the, I've had the Hells before, that's a nice beer. You can get that in the railway in Birmingham. It's on draft there 24/7, which is always nice. But this one is going to be the Unfussy.
Oh, I've heard that one.
I thought it suited us down to the T. We are not fussy about our beverages. But yeah, I've never had it. It's a 4.9%.
Oh, nice.
And also, we may have to make a small break while we get the Camdens, because this microphone is looking slightly on an odd angle. I want to fix that. So, yes, we'll go and get set up for the next one, and we'll see you shortly.
Tell you what.
Okay, so here we are with the Camden Unfussy, unfiltered lager. Let's see what the crack's all about. Oh, helps if I've had any sort of nails. Very lively beer. Again, pour on camera. Watch it be a bad one. Oh, look at that. Terrible. Oh, I don't know. It's doing the job. Right, let's give this a little tipple, shall we? It's a foam.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Happy with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Decent. So it's 4.9.
Yeah,
Yeah, inflation, isn't it?
no. You get like a weird, it's almost like perfume, like very aromatic.
I don't know what's sniffing on nerves or just
Oh yeah.
sniffing.
Especially now, I mean, even on the best of days.
Yeah, I've got no sense of smell on a normal day, so let alone yeah. I assume it smells very nice, well done, Camden.
Yeah, they've done a good job there. Yeah. Pretty good. I mean, once again, we've reached a point where scoring these things seems to have got a window, but you know.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's all personal preference.
I'm sure the listeners will cope with this.
Yeah. So, let's move into the next question, shall we? This one's come from Spence. Spence being the top 5 guy, who always likes to pose a top 5 question.
Thank you, Spence.
His question today: what are the top 5 gigs?
Oh, okay. Are you going first or am I going first? Oh, you know the question, so you've probably got the answers ready. Can I have a quick think while you
Absolutely, yeah.
elaborate?
I'm going to cheat on one of them because it wasn't a gig as such as it was a headlining act at a festival. But I would have to go with Rammstein at Sonosphere. Their set was immaculate, and they always put on just such a ridiculously good show. It was because of bands like that when we would set up a live show, we would put in a lot of effort into like the theatrics of the show. Just because if you've got great music, that's one thing, but if you've got great music and a great show, that's a memorable thing, you know. Cedar, I could put Cedar on this list 5 times. I'm such a big fan of Cedar, and every time they do a show, they give it the portions that's required. I can't really bring it down to one specific. Oh, I can. I'll tell you what. I went to London to see them do an acoustic set because the vocalist had some problem with his throat. So they did an acoustic set in a chapel. in London, and it was phenomenal. Mainly because the atmosphere, because when you have an acoustic set and everybody's singing along to the hits, especially in the church. We've already spoke about Jesus bangers. When you get the hymns out.
Indeed.
So everything, the acoustics in a chapel is they're just phenomenal. Went to see him, their farewell tour in Nottingham. That was a very special day. Not saying why. Things happen in hotel rooms, as they do.
They certainly do.
How could I forget this one? Foo Fighters and Biffy Clyro at the Milton Keynes Bowl. We were lucky enough to have backstage VIP on that one. That was just a completely surreal experience. Met Simon Pegg, had our picture with him.
Cool.
Met Joe Wiley and Joe Wiley's dad. Just such a surreal day to be backstage with people that you idolise, and they're there just walking around and having a pint. Another thing is the Foo Fighters, they take their own pub on tour with them. It's called the Ye Old Fighters Arms, and the beer is phenomenal. And then the fifth one, I don't know. So many great gigs I've been to. I'm going to tag you in on this one. I'm going to need to have a sip of Unfussy and get thinking.
Well, but I wouldn't say my favourite gig was Hardline at the Irish Centre in Birmingham. You imagine at the time Hardline were like riding the crest of their amazing first album. They were things out everywhere. This was actually after they brought their second album out, by the time this was actually the fourth time I'd seen them. And you imagine your local social club or your local working man club and a band that are absolutely massive at the time play there. I mean, the Irish Centre in Birmingham is just like a social club, and we got to see Hardline there. Probably holds 400, that room, probably less than 400.
Yeah.
And
those gigs are phenomenal as well, aren't
and my mate was, I got talking to a guy in the toilet, and he's going like, I would a club like this, it's bigger than this, but how on earth will I get a band like this in my club? You know what I mean? He said, I can't believe I'm going to see a band as big as this in a club like this, and it wasn't just so intimate.
Yeah.
It was like you could reach out and touch Richard Archie on stage. It was like just an absolute joy to be there, and it was like the fourth time I'd seen them, and it was like just phenomenal.
We're still waiting on the info, by the way. So Hardfire, come on.
Oh, come on, yeah.
Send us your details, mate. Yeah.
No, obviously, as standard procedure, I don't know questions in advance, so when I put this t-shirt on this morning, as you noted, it's a band t-shirt week, and we didn't plan this in advance, there was no email, so I put this t-shirt on this morning, not realising that Embrace would be an answer to one of the questions, but my first outdoor gig was to see Embrace at Cannock Chase, and again, it was absolutely fantastic. It's a 4-band morning runner I was actually aware of at the time, because I just had a single in the charts, and it was brilliant. It was just a superb afternoon. I'm going to chuck in Kaiser Chiefs at the NIA, because that was just on the matter anthem, as you can imagine. God, so many gigs. Lightning Seeds at the Civic in Wolverhampton, which was phenomenal, as you can imagine.
Yeah, Civic, I miss that place, man. It's been shut for so long now.
Yeah, absolutely nice. Well, I've got one more shout, haven't I? I've got that many. I mean, this isn't going to please a lot of the target audience, but My Chemical Romance, which was phenomenal. The guy came out, he'd been pushed out on a hospital bed, and then all of a sudden he just throws the cover up and gets up and starts banging on things out, you know. And, you know, you just don't expect that from a gig to start with a hospital bed. So and we had a young lad with us at the time. So young lad, he was you know, 19, 20, but to us he was young. And at the time they were doing their Black Parade kind of era.
Yeah.
So they belted out all these songs as the Black Parade. And that was what their alter ego had at the time. And then the lead singer was like, right, coming up next is My Chemical Romance, if you're into that sort of thing. And this chap was trying said, I thought we'd be watching My Chemical Romance. Yeah, and again, that was just another phenomenal gig. So they did like the Black Parade stuff, and then they went off, changed their outfits, come back out as My Chemical Romance, and they were like, yeah, I don't care, and
No, that's brilliant.
and Helena and all those sort of anthems.
Well, I've had a little think over, and you mentioned in the Civic, another phenomenal gig was I went to see Skunk and Nancy at the Civic, and Skin decided to climb up the monitors and walk around the balcony, much to the absolute dread of the security.
And then none of them escaped to try and stop it.
Who couldn't stop her. But I'm going to have to say the fifth one actually wasn't there, because it's a gig that I went to see one of my mates' bands. I wore their t-shirt a couple of episodes ago, Master's Call. This is a very acquired taste of metal, very like doomy, but they were supporting a band from I don't know where they were from, Finland I think. I do apologise if I get that wrong, but they were called Gyria, and I've never gone so quickly from this band is not for me to this band is the best band on earth. So they came on fully blacked out, black paint on their arms and everything, and hoods on their faces, and these hoods contained glyphs, and they started playing, and I didn't understand what they were doing, but basically they've got their own genre of music called possession metal, and the whole premise of this is that they're possessed by evil entities and that it takes over them.
Okay.
So they almost built like their stage was like a chapel, and he was doing a sermon, and all of a sudden this this demon takes hold of him, and he becomes a different person. And I was blown away by it, absolutely blown away. You know, I went there on like a random Wednesday night. It was at the Flapper in Birmingham to try and support my. Oh, it wasn't the Flapper. It was the Rainbow, I think. One of the two. Just to support a friend, because I always support like all my friends' bands and stuff like that where I can. And yeah, I never expected to leave buying their merchandise, following them on Spotify, and just basically promoting them to the world, because they're playing Bloodstock in a couple of months' time in the UK, Bloodstock Festival. And the amount of people I've said, not about the headliners, I've said you've got to go and see Gyria. So yeah, it just shows a phenomenal band when you can go from nothing to everything, because of how great their one show was in some like tiny pub in Birmingham. So yeah, phenomenal. And this is why I love these top fives, because like we said before with the last top five, it doesn't matter your top 5 is today, it may change because you think about, oh, what about this gig? We could do like top 20s, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many great experiences. It almost becomes the first 5 things to enter your head, really.
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
So again, Spence, thank you for that. Took us on a little bit of a memory lane trip there. We're both done. The candle went down very well. I almost forgot that was part of the premise of the show, to be honest. So, yeah, Camden, another stellar beer there. We're now going to do, because we're in the Crafty 2, which is a Heineken-owned pub, we're going to do something that I didn't expect to do, which is the Battle of the Heinekens.
Okay.
Because we're going to pit standard Heineken against its silver variant.
Oh, okay.
And we'll see what's going on with that. So give us 2 minutes and we'll get the Heinekens set up.
Let's do this.
Okay, so we are back for the Battle of the Heineys.
We are back, but one of us isn't ready yet. Which is no prizes he doesn't know who that is.
He's ill, we'll give him a break.
Hello. Somebody was too fanning around on Twitter and not paying attention.
He's too popular, this guy, that's the problem. He's too much of a legend.
I am a lightly regarded local blogger.
He's breaking the rules here, he's even drinking last segment's beverage, I mean.
It's not the first time I had a bit of drink left over from the previous segment. God, you can tell a bit, can't
We
you?
will be having words in the post-production segments.
It's a good job our producer sat away from us at the moment. She has no idea that this is going on, this sort of shit.
So,
However, I'm now back in the room with my very corporate Heineken glass.
absolutely. This is the standard. We've all had it, I'm sure.
Oh, we have all had it, yeah. Cheers. Standard Heineken.
We're going to pit it against its silver variant. I do say, whenever we get to try, well, just drink a normal lager on the show, it is very refreshing to have a lager.
It is,
Because
yeah.
some ales can sit quite heavy, so
So, I mean, I'm not a beer snob. I do like a Carling, I do like a lager. Heineken I don't tend to drink, generally. You know, I mean, if it's lager, it's going to be either Carling or not usually it's here. Not really Heineken, but yeah, this is good. It's Heineken the one that refreshes the parts of the beers, can't we? I get my slogan.
I keep thinking that this is Steve-O's beverage of choice, but it's not Heineken, it's Grolsch.
Yeah.
And I keep...
Yeah, I couldn't picture Steve drinking a Heineken, to be fair.
Right, while we sample this tried and tested Heineken, I would like to address the busted-sized elephant in the room and say that busted are back. So, Emma, what is your favourite busted song?
Well, at the risk of raising question marks all over the room, I think if name of busted song was on pointless, I think I'll be picking the pointless answer here. But my favourite busted song is Who's David? It's just a great laid-back song. In fact, when I lived in the MO Towers 3, we had a mouse, which, you know, really wasn't our ideal guest. And I called him Dave. And then my flatmate at the time, Sos, Mark, had the job of catching him, whereas I had the job of singing Who's David by butching at him to try and annoy him. But yeah, Who's David's a great song. Crash the Wedding, you know, you ain't going wrong with that one, are you? That's just a great legend to sing along to. You know, we had what I go to school for on the radio at work yesterday, not yesterday, Friday, you know. Girlfriends I've had plenty, but none like Miss Mackenzie, you know.
Well, I'm so glad that you had an answer for this question because I can't stand busted mad.
Okay.
Charlie and his eyebrows are just too much for me.
He didn't like his eyebrows, you know what I mean?
I liked Fight Star when he opened up his new shop. But yeah, busted were not for me. So again, I'm going to insert PA's answer of 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
She's nodding.
Okay.
3 a.m.
Did she get me to be KLF? 3 a.m. I did that.
She said it, not me.
Okay, producer, can you come over and sing with us so we know? Okay, so I don't think she can learn to sing it to us, so I might have to YouTube it when I get home.
Yeah.
What are those? Do I know we get a big one?
I mean, I
Producer Sammy, we get a big hit, what are those? But would I know it? Considering I know most Buster songs, I'd know it, okay.
If you know where David's at, then
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure you'll know where he is at 3 a.m. as well.
I'm sure there's an absolute classic Buster hit on missed. And I'm not talking year 3000 there because you know that's it was cheerful enough, it wasn't the greatest, was it? There's Baby Ornament, but yeah, easily my first answer would be Who's David.
Well, thank you very much, Emma, for that detailed answer.
I might sneak up to the toilet and do some Wikipedia action and try and get another answer for you before the end of this episode. Yeah, I don't mind cheating in Wikipedia things.
But yeah, they are back. That's the news of the hour.
They are back, yeah.
Apparently, Charlie Simpson's appearance on The Masked Singer has given him the sort of green light to say, I'm still popular or something like that.
Have I mentioned Air Hostess?
Yeah, hostess.
I clean my pants as we flew over France. I mean, you know, I don't think it won any either novella awards for songwriting, but, you know, it's a decent enough lyric, isn't it, you know?
I mean, I will say this on record here. They were better than McFly.
Oh, no, come on. Oh, McFly's great, you know what I mean? Other than McFly, you know what I mean? You know, the thing is, like, McFly, I can relate to some of their songs, like, obviously, she's out of my league, I'm wasting my time because she'll never be mine. I can relate to that song about 20 times over, with various other women. And, you know, McFly's such good, cheerful songs, you know, they're great, McFly. You know, I know I'm moving almost to his career, but it's all about you. You know, at my funeral, when everyone's outside touching and shaking and saying jump the band, I just want to spontaneous song, it's all about you, it's all about you, Evan. You know what I mean? That's what I want from my funeral. It's all about you.
If
It's all about you, Evan. So, go on, please practice that for me.
if you do exit this mortal coil before me, I promise this. I will start it.
Yeah, don't do it inside the chapel because the priest might be becoming if he's an anti-McFly fan like sure here. You know. Or if in a bizarre twist of face Sean's conducting the service. You know, it could happen, Wouldn't I like, what's the star go? I fell in love with your anus or something like that. Ooh. Yeah, come on, sorry. We go well off tangent there.
Well,
Ronnie like 3 drinks in, we're already singing. Well, I'm singing.
I mean, we've had episodes where the first 20 minutes consisted of our epic AMCS level harmonies.
Oh yes, but that's the Backstreet Boys episode.
We're now going for the silver variant. I don't know why I'm showing you that because there's nothing, it's just blocking that out, it doesn't work. Also on TikTok and it doesn't work because there's too much glow. But yeah, you can trust me that this is the silver one.
I mean, if you're going to pick a beer up, why call it silver? It's like saying here's Heineken and runner-up.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
Heineken's second best.
Yeah, silver is always like second, isn't it? You know what I mean? Here it is, from Heineken, our new number 2 beer, Heineken Silver.
What's the saying? Second place is just the first loser.
Yeah,
Well, we're about to tell you that silver can be better.
yeah. No one remembers them, do they?
Oh, you can tell it's a bottle beer. It's got the old malty aftertaste.
I don't really tend to sniff it.
I said aftertaste, and I wanted to go smell it.
After
So
sniff.
there's definitely something wrong with both of us.
It is after sniff, I think. I smelled nothing to start with, but anyway, whooshed upon me.
It was a few.
Mister.
A future armor episode where they had the smell-o-vision. And then they went through the garbage plate with their smell-o-vision. Yeah.
It's actually quite nice, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know what it's doing. Is it like a lighter version or?
It's a little bit more crisp. It's going to be lower percent than the normal one, isn't it? So,
Oh, okay. So silver, by the sounds of it, is their version of like extra cold.
oh, okay. Oh, well, extra cold. Well,
It's brewed at -1.
if it's extra cold, it's in a bottle. It depends how cold the fridge is. Surely. I mean, if the fridge ain't working, it ain't extra cold. It's hard to get extra warm.
Again, it's bottled beer, so is it a true representation of what it tastes like? No, because you don't know how long bottled beers sit around before they reach their end destination. And you do get that little bit of a malt funk from it, but on the taste, am I going for this overly standard? I don't know.
I'm actually enjoying this, to be fair, this silver.
Right, while we're debating, there is one question here that I've been looking forward to getting out there. Picture the scene, you're in a pub, not hard to do because we are. There's a jukebox in the corner, it's been playing some bangers. The guy behind the bar shouts over, Evo, credit left on there if you want it. What you putting on?
What am I putting on?
This has happened to us, by the way.
Okay.
We've been at a pub in by where we live called the Three Horseshoes, and they didn't just have one credit; they had a mad amount of credits. I think they literally put on so many credits that we would just fill the day with music if we wanted to. But we're being polite and we only put on probably 2 or 3 each. This was during the long hair days, which are gone now, but they automatically assumed that we were going to put on rock and or roll, and we did not, so we shocked them. Just thought I'd
Oh, God, I think you can tell what you put on, but
just thought I'd get that off my chest. I think I put on Stevie Wonder.
which one?
It would have been Master Blaster.
Okay.
I
Training.
can't remember. It might have been Elton John track that we put on as well.
Okay.
But yeah, either way, we were typecast and we broke that typecast.
Well, talking breaking the toy then, because everyone expected me to come out with like some kind of guitar anthem. I am putting on KLF Last Train to Transcentral because it's an absolute classic and everybody, regardless of what genre they're into, will appreciate it. My mate Dave, he only likes thud, scratchy music, but put Last Train to Transcentral on and even he's intrigued. So yeah. But I mean, you talk about this, putting jukebox on and somebody shouting. You went on mopping up and visit to the funk and you wouldn't know now it just sat at a party. For some reason, because normally the landlord puts somebody in the jukebox and said to people, but then the landlord would come from behind the bar people are giving him money to put in the jukebox, and then he put some song on, and then tell people to. So I'm not quite sure what that arrangement was about, but yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely go with a bit of Kayla because everybody wants a bit of Kayla, even 3am, the busted cover, you know. Hi Sammy. So yeah, bring on last road to Central. All aboard, wow.
I've always been touted as the depressing mood killer when it comes to the jukebox. I love a good dark, moody song. It's they just spark a bit more emotion than that. But I'd probably go with Tennessee Whiskey. It's a great song. Chris Stapleton. It's a brilliant song. It's got a good sing-along chorus, and yeah, it's not too depressing. And who doesn't love a bit of Tennessee Whiskey?
I quite like the idea. I mean, I don't know. I know the younger audience might not know of a program called the Mary Whitehouse Experience back in the 1990s, and there was a shot where in a pub there's some kind of rock anthem playing after rock club, can't remember what it was, and there's a big arrow pointing down at whoever put the song on, and the song played, the guy said that the arrow is quite cool, everyone in the pub just like, to go, and then the song finishes and the arrow moves and it goes over this other guy, this other guy's like, and then on comes Kylie Minogue, I should be so lucky, and he's there like, and everyone in the pub points and that. So I think it's 2023 now, that was 30 years ago, they could have now devised a way to come with that technology where you know exactly who is putting a certain song.
Yeah, because there's a clear, especially in like working men's clubs or like that sort of vibe pubs, like very like local pubs where everyone knows each other. There's always that age-old thing of when a song comes on, they'll proceed to shout around the room, "Is that you? Is that you?"
The thing as well is like in the modern day era of back in my day when it was 10p a song on the jukebox when I was a kid, you had to be very, very picky with what you put on. Nowadays, when like you walk into a Monday night is free jukebox night, you ain't going to be quite so selective, have you? You can be a bit more blasé with the choices and yeah, I don't care, I'll put kind of own song on.
Yeah.
No one's going to think it's me. You know what I mean? And whereas in the old days, yeah, you had to nail your song to your master, really.
Absolutely. I don't know how I feel about this. I thought I had an answer, right? But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure. Where do you sit on the person behind the bar being able to skip the song on the jukebox, or like, just skip or delete it completely?
Well, I don't want to go over really old songs, but back in a rather troubled time of my life, I went to a pub by me and I just thought I just needed a bit of me time, I needed a pint, I needed some time on my own. And I put some songs on the jukebox, and there was a guy going there who became known as my jukebox enemy. And the song was the Future Heads, the beginning of the twist, which was that big tune.
Yeah.
And he was looking around going, put this on. This is terrible. And he actually got the barmaid to turn it down. And then I'm thinking like, hang on now, I've put money in it to listen to that song.
Yeah.
And I dare you override it. So no, I'm not a fan of that at all. Bear in mind, I've been in there while they've been putting all sorts of shit on.
Yeah. No, I agree. And that's...
You have to, you ain't gonna like every song that comes on the jukebox.
No.
But you don't disrespect other people's choices.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point of being a jukebox.
Yeah.
If you don't listen to other people's music, stop at the top of that and Spotify.
Agreed.
Sorry.
Because initially, that was my input too. I was like, people have paid for that. It's like a service.
Yeah.
And then the only reason why I thought maybe I should pose it now. It's not one of the questions written down. It's just like a follow-on from the jukebox thing, because we went to the Old Appeal, and luckily, massive fan of the Foo Fighters. It was really Taylor Hawkins though, and there was about 20 songs of the Foo Fighters, and that's what just jumped in my head, thinking, should there be a limit on how many of one band? But then again, if you're paying the money, absolutely not.
Well, we've again the same place, Foxtinians, and we're in there on one Friday. And some bloke put about 5 UB40 songs on in a row, and as you know, I despise UB40 with a passion. And okay, I've gone to my God Almighty, but I wasn't going to start shouting because he paid his money, and if that's what you want to listen to, we'd have chosen to suck up and sod off. We'd have been to it.
Music's
we got out there before Kingston Town, which is not big bonus.
Music's a bit of a doorway, isn't it? So, what you think is a bag of shit might mean absolutely everything to somebody. Right. Heineken. All we can tell you at this point is that you're doing alright, you're doing great stuff, so keep it up.
Yeah, we'd be happy about it.
Silver, normal. As long as it's there, it's got Heineken on it, you know you're going to get a pleasant beverage. So, again, we've done our job to the absolute nth degree, and we've given you no information, but if it's there, give it a go. We're cheating a little bit now, because this is normally the cider segment, and we don't have any cider in front of us. What we have is something that I've always wanted to try. I've seen the Americans drink one, and I may have had one or two of these, but this is the White Claw hard seltzer. This is the black cherry edition. And I figured if anything's going to fill in the cider segment of the episode, a hard seltzer will be the one.
Okay.
Here's a crack of it. Ooh,
Textbook cross there.
We'll just drop a little bit. Whoa! No, I've had hard seltzer. Not once have I ever poured one out into a glass. How's that alcoholic? It looks like sparkling water. It is, however, alcoholic. It's 4.5%. So, we do have one question remaining. I am aware that we need to get a shot in here as well. However, by the looks of this, I don't think we'll have any problem with this one. This looks like it looks dangerously deceptive if anything. Looks like we literally have a glass of water in front of us. Look how clear that is. It's like there's a bit of cloudiness, like we dissolved an aspirin into it or something. But let's give this a go. White Claw. Jesus.
Tastes it. I don't think it's not ill. Oh, what? But
It legitimately is a glass of water.
What's it supposed to be?
Black cherry.
Okay. It's not black and the plantation is cherry.
I'm sorry, I mean like White Claw, they speak about that in like American films and stuff. About getting like a sixer of White Claw and if you're bringing a sixer of this to my house, you're not welcome. I don't like sparkling water at the best of times. This has got no flavour at all, has it?
No, I'm tasting it, isn't it? No, it doesn't taste of anything, does it?
You know what I think these are gone for? Have you seen those new pods, those air pods? Where they produce like a scent and then you drink normal water and you're meant to think that it tastes like that.
Oh, no.
Well, let me tell you, it's this. So you're not getting anything because you can't smell. I'm getting a little bit because I can smell. And that's exactly what they're doing, I reckon. I mean, is this actually alcoholic?
I think it was 4.5.
4.5%. It's both gluten free and only 95 calories.
And the taste free as well. They've covered all angles here, all bases covered. You don't want taste? Come to us. You don't want gluten? Right up your street. You don't want colour? Perfect.
Many episodes ago, we posed a question of what a below 6 looked like to us. I think we found a 0. I don't even like sparkling water, so slightly scented alcoholic sparkling water. No, thank you. So, now that we got that out of the way.
It's right on having this, isn't it? In a long time. Yeah.
We'll get the shot of the long and short of it. We'll get this question out. This is a good question. It's a good question, especially for yourself. And also, if Maydors was here, it'd be a great one for you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he's not. But
if Maydors was here, would you have gone on before we started recording that last time?
yes, yeah. He doesn't like to stick around.
No.
He loves his snooker time, his darts time, and his beer time is shrinking drastically. Right, sorry, I'm so full of gas now.
You really don't.
It's like this was the oddest thing I've ever had in my life. I'm going to tell you, I can't stress enough how obscure this thing was. Anyway, let's go get the shot. I've got no idea what it's going to be this time. I'm going to just ask Luke to make us up something
Okay.
tasty, like the Jammy Dodger. And
If it's as good as the Jammy Dodger, we will be happy.
we'll go from there. Hello, welcome back. We are here now ready and prepped with our shot of the long and shot of it. And Evo, I believe you've been doing some tinkering outside of the break. What did you find for us?
Well, our producer Sammy waded over with some hard evidence for us, and she played me a bit of 3am by Busted, and I can now confirm that I do know said song. It's probably the one Busted song that I would not be able to sing on the karaoke, but I do know it, just not well enough to nail, as we do most of the songs that we sing. I also did do the Wikipedia thing. Turned out that 3am is the double A side to the very popular Thunderbirds soundtrack, which was a great song, Thunderbirds I'll Go. And I would also be refreshed by the song You Said No. I asked you to dance after disco, but you said no. A song that I can relate to again on so many levels. So that's the breaking Busted news. Get some yellow ticker tape, Evo knows 3am breaking news. So other 3ams are available other than Busted and
Well, I've also been doing some research in the short break while getting the shots, and I have been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they're now drinking baby Guinness.
And they're drinking it in the water.
Before we have this, I'm going to pose the question. We're going to have the baby Guinness, and I'm going to answer the question. I'm posing the question first because this is the wild card, and it's a bit of an odd one. Well, it's not really an odd one. This is probably as straightforward as the wild card yet. However, the question is, of the current currency of the UK, what is your favourite coin?
Oh, the 50 pence.
See, thank you, Evo. You know something? I was looked at like a weirdo when I committed wholeheartedly to the 20 pence piece this morning because Sammy said, who's got a favourite coin? Clearly, we do.
You do?
So, let's drink this while we well, there is a second part to the question. So here's the baby Guinness. We'll explain our coins and we'll answer the second part. Cheers. That's the baby Guinness. We don't need to really explain much except for
Very nice.
they're bloody beautiful.
Absolutely.
Strange really that they call the baby Guinness when they taste nothing like a Guinness. I know they look like it, but still, other names are around. Anyway, Evo, let's finish this episode off with a bang. 50 pence, 20 pence. Why is it your favourite? But also, will you be keeping one of each coin with the Queen's head on if we move on to the King's currency?
No, the 50p's with the King's head on are now out.
Are they?
Yes, I've not seen one yet, which is much more staggering. But yes, I will keep one of each coin, yeah.
Will I be killed if I say, did they bring the 50 pence piece out first because it was the only one that could carry his ears?
Oh, I saw somebody moan on Twitter that said something like that. But more the postage stamp. What his ears fit on the postage stamp.
I'll edit that part out.
Somebody was very, very annoyed on Twitter about that. My reason for the 50p's is because there's not that many of them, and I do have a lot of them. I do collect 50p's. My bedside table is awash with 50p's, and I do have one of the rarest, which is apparently worth between £270 and £800, depending on which website you go on.
Excellent.
So yeah, but I do like a good 50p because and you know when the old ones went out of fashion, the big ones, I kept a load of the ones with the hands on, thinking that they would be worth something. And that time I checked they were worth nothing because they're not legal tender anymore. But then I saw on Twitter and somebody said claimed that he got some and they were worth 200 quid each. So don't think so, but I'm gonna head on to them anyway.
No, I mean it all started. My mother, she loves the Millennium editions, the Peter Rabbit edition. Like any time an edition comes out, she's always there. So the 50 pences, I understand that because they're probably the most customisable coin in history, I'd imagine. There's so many like. In fact, the Millennium Edition, I own every single one. Because that was a great time to be alive. There was hogs and everything that were collectible at the time. Anyway, the 20 pence piece for myself was actually down to just like my childhood. The 20 pence piece, I remember vividly being given a 20 pence piece by my nan every time I'd go to the shop to buy her fags, which is probably illegal, as I was a minor. But she would give me a handwritten, signed slip, which basically said, "Give this lad some fags, some 20 Benson edges. Here's the money. Also, give him some sweets." And the 20 pence carried a hell of a lot further back then than it does today. And a 20 pence bag of sweets contained more than, may I just say, more than 20 sweets. Because the Mojo cost half a penny.
Yes.
And let me tell you, half a penny sweets need to fucking come back.
They really do, yeah. Half pay sweets, Joe.
They were
Back
phenomenal.
when a 10p mix and the back would be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, wait till you.
A 10p mix now, you get like one sweet, you know what I mean?
Also, we can't just mention currency and not mention the Queen's Nose. A great little TV show about making a wish while rubbing the Queen's nose on a 50 pence piece.
Okay.
I also absolutely adore the new pound coin. A lot of hatred went into that pound coin, but I'm a massive fan of the silver and the rim.
Designed by a school kid from Warsaw. So
Well, there you go.
that's why I really like it.
Doing great things.
But go back to the 20p piece. I mean, as a kid, you know, there's only a certain amount of coins, and in my lifetime, there's only been 2 new coins come out, which is like the 20p coin and the £2 coin. the 20p coin first came into circulation in 1982, and so I was like 8 at the time, and I remember like being given a 20p coin for the first time. I'm like, wow, a new coin.
That's what it's about.
Even as a kid, I was sad with no life. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So yeah, viva the 20p days.
And I think just because we don't 100% know where the future's going when it comes to currency, I think I might be one of those people that hangs on to some legit notage, because I personally think we are going digital. I reckon it's coming. I reckon it's going to be a sad time, because there's nothing better than, like, you can't open a wallet like that's full of nothing and feel great, whereas if you open on one of those flash days where you open your wallet and you got like a decent amount of notage in there, you feel great. No currency means no value in my mind, so I do dread the day that we go completely digital.
Of course, while I'm talking utter shit as well about new coins, there's also the pound coin. The pound coin came out in 1988, so you know. So there's actually been 3 new coins from out in my lifetime.
Wow.
What's been that?
And may I just say that though we're at the back of the room again, because it's the safest one to deal with the background noise, we have just had someone come and leave within the space of 2 minutes, and I really hope that the long and short of it didn't add to this with our sad knowledge of currency and coins.
They're putting the next provider going, God, they're too late to talk about coins. We could not stay there. I said to him, John, let's go. We are not listening to this.
He said, what? We can't even pay with our mobile phones. Anyway, as much as I'd love to talk for another hour about this topic, we're going to round off the episode now. It's been another doozy, it's been another long one. But you know, sometimes you really can't put a time limit on.
Have you gone over an hour?
It has gone over an hour, yeah. You know, sometimes you can't put a time limit on.
It's gone over an hour, then that could be lasting for 2 minutes.
So, I've been Sean, Westweird, whichever way you know me. This is my main man Mikey and Evan.
Hello. Oh, wow.
It's been another fantastic conversation with you. These things, the more we go on, seem to be less about what it was meant to be about, which was the drink, and more just about just general conversation. And I have to say, I kind of love it. It's turned the Sunday into a nice social day once again, because I've enjoyed these.
And what we would like you to do now is to go away from here, reflect on a good episode, and go to both burgers at 3 AM and let us know your favourite in the comments.
Absolutely. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
and we'll see you in the next one.
See you on the other side.
Peace!
Bye.